Welcome to today's tap-in. Today's tap-in is all about fear and befriending fear. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Michelle Fragius, and if you're completely new to my world, welcome. I'm an intuitive business and speaking coach and mentor, really supporting women who desire to create and build a six-figure soul-led business. I use a number of different processes to help women really get clear and confident with what they desire and then align those desires with a business that feels great, right? From their structure, their systems, to their strategy, to selling and speaking. My genius is helping other women unlock their genius and how to monetize it. So today I'll be taking you through one of my processes, which is a process called EFT, or emotional freedom technique, or tapping, right? And tapping is based on a combined principle of ancient Chinese acupressure and modern psychology. And it works by tapping on acupressure meridians to release blockages. And when these blockages are released, the problem feeling can be released, right? So anything that's trapped, some thoughts, emotions, and feelings, the energy that's trapped in our body, we can release it. And then what ends up happening when we release, we allow to take in new thoughts, new emotions, and new ways of being. And so I'm going to be taking you through a general tapping sequence, and therefore some of the words might not feel quite right for you. And all I would say invite you to replace those words what feels right to you, right? And so you're welcome to do that and change that as we go ahead. Now, EFT, like I said, is such an effective tool for clearing out feelings and moving through even some traumas and healing when we have unwanted feelings, emotions, and deep core beliefs, right, that are no longer serving us in our next chapter, in our business and in our life. And of course, when we do this from a one-to-one perspective, then when we do EFT in a one-to-one perspective, it's more personalized to you as the user, and you can really release some deep core beliefs and embed some new beliefs and new patterns. And so if this is something you want to explore, right at the end, I'll share with you how you can explore some one-to-one tapping sessions. Okay, so today we are going to be tapping around fear. Fear is such a big emotion, a big thought that comes up a lot when we are building businesses or making any kind of change in our life, taking that next step. There's these fears that come up, right? But the biggest one that comes up in entrepreneurship is this fear around failing, right? And what ends up happening is we don't take any action because we have this deep fear that, oh, we might fail, or what if I get it wrong? And what ends up happening, we stay small and we stay safe. So the fear of failing is just one aspect that stops many women entrepreneurs from stepping out and into their genius zone, to really make their magic happen, thinking that it has to be perfect conditions all the time. And if it's not perfect, I'm going to fail, right? The difference is those entrepreneurs who truly make it is they failed. They have failed and failed and failed, and they keep failing, but they keep getting up, because with each failing, there's a lesson to be learned, right? And this is the thing. Today, we're going to call failing is my friend, right? We're going to look at failing as being my friend and fear as being my friend. So if it's safe for you to do so, I want to invite you to close your eyes now with me. And just take a nice breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just keep doing that nice big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I'm going to invite you to set aside everything that you were doing before this. Set aside everything that you intend to do after this. And really just grounding yourself here right now as we start to explore this fear around failing. Start to uncover what that fear of failing is and how do we turn this fear of failing into a friend. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes or you can keep your eyes closed. I will guide you through it. And if you've never done tapping with me before, essentially it's like Simon says, right? You're just going to be tapping on the meridian points and you are going to be repeating after me. You're repeating the words after me. Okay, so here we go. Even though I have all these goals and I have all these dreams and I have all these things that I want to achieve, there is a part of me that is afraid. Really afraid to go after them. Because I'm afraid that I'm going to fail. And I deeply love and accept myself anyway. And even though I know it's going to take work, and it's going to take me learning new things, but I'm afraid that I might fail. That I might fail at the work that I do. That I might fail at the learnings that I make. And I deeply love and accept myself anyway. And even though I know it's going to have to take me stepping out of my comfort zone. And I know that's what is needed. But when I've done this in the past, I had failed, and that scares me. And I love and accept myself anyway. Okay, we're going to move to the top of the head. I know that things could go wrong. Top of the brow. I know I could fail. Side of the eye. I know failure is a possibility. Under the eyes, because I have failed in the past. Under the nose, and I'm afraid that I'm going to fail again. Under the mouth, and I really hate failing. Collarbone, it's really embarrassing. Under the arm, it feels really demoralizing. Middle of the chest, it just wastes time and energy. The wrists, I just don't like to fail again. Okay, just take a moment. I want you to just check in with your body. Where does this fear of failing live inside your body, right? Where is it right now? Is it in your chest? Is it in your gut, right? And I just want you to notice that right now. And on the next level, we're going to start moving that through, okay? And just notice how intense it is versus when we first started, right? See, this is the thing. When we were young and starting to learn how to walk, how many times did we fall down and get back up, right? And the thing is, when we're young, we don't see that or label that as embarrassing or demoralizing or shameful, right? We have created this story within ourselves. do you think someone goes around and says, oh, wow, look at her, she's stuffed up, she's failed, right? And of course, you might have the odd person that will call it out, or even when you were at school, they go, oh, you failed that, right? And when we were at school and when we were younger, we were conditioned that failing was bad, right? And so we've taken that on ourselves, right? Because when someone says, oh, you failed at that, or you don't know how to do that very well, what ends up happening is you took that story on yourself, right? And you started to believe it. And I'm not good at something, or I'm not good, like I'm a failure at that. And the thing is, you had the choice to take that on you, right? And when we were younger, we don't understand this, right? And so we have the choice on how we see something. We have the choice on how we create the story around something. So if we continue to perpetuate that story of failing is bad, I have this fear of failing, failure is not good, then what ends up happening is that becomes our reality. So what if we could change the story? What if every failing you learned something new? What if that failing allowed you to see the contrast of things that you don't like and things that you do like, right? What if with every failing there is a lesson to be learnt, or maybe a lesson not to be learnt, right? What if we look at failing as a friend, as a gift, as helping us move closer and closer towards that in which what we desire? All right, so this next round, it's all about changing how we start to look at failing, starting to look at failing as a friend, right? Starting to look at the fear of failing as a friend. All right, so we're going to go back again, tap into the side of the hand. Even though I recognize that I have overcome failure before, there's a part of me that's still afraid. And that's okay. So I love and accept myself anyway. And even though everything that I have accomplished in my life was due to something that I had failed at, and I love and accept myself anyway. And even though this failure thing comes up, and it's probably going to come up again. And so I'm learning to see failure as a friend. As a friend to my path in my journey. And I love and accept myself anyway. Okay, we're going to move to the top of the head. I failed at many things and many times before. Top of the brow. In fact, I failed so many times before I was successful. Side of the eye. And with all those failures, I still made it through. Under the eye. And even though I don't want to repeat those failures, under the nose, I know that I can learn from them. Under the lips, and this fear that comes up around failing. Collarbone is really here to remind me. Under the arms, remind me how much I have grown. Middle of the chest, because sometimes I don't remember. On the wrist, sometimes I don't remember the amount of times I walked and I fell. top of the head. Seems like I only remember the times that I have failed. Top of the brow. And that's okay. Side of the eye. Because that's just a part of me being cautious. Under the eyes. Cautious in taking that next step. Under the nose. And I love that part of me today. Under the lips. But today I choose to walk differently now. Collarbone, and really learn a new way. Under the arms, where failure can really be my friend. Middle of the chest, a friend in the next chapter that I take. And the wrist, together we will move with some caution by our side. Top of the head, together we'll move with action in our stride. Top of the brow, because today I choose to see and walk with this different. Side of the eyes, and I know I will survive. Okay, I want to invite you to just check in how you're feeling. Do you feel like this new kind of excitement building up, going, oh yeah, failure can walk beside me. Even caution can walk beside me. If we walk and learn to be together in this journey, right, to see in its unfolding, in its uncovering, to really welcome this thing, this fear of failing as a friend, to walk beside us in that next step that we take, that next move that we make. And once we can start shifting, if you can feel that shift in your energy, this is when we start opening up the allowing to see that this fear and this failure are here to remind us, to show us, to, hold us forward, and can actually be like a real good friend, like, hey, this one's a bit dangerous, or you've tried this before and that, it's okay, it didn't work. Maybe we got to do it differently. So fear is as a reminder, right? Fear can be that reminder, as long as it's not going to be. So when you learn to walk with fear as a friend beside you, right, you're walking together with it, right? Fear's not behind you. They're not in front of you, because when they're behind or in front of you, then that's when our ego gets in the way. But they're beside you. They're your friend in this next step and this next journey. Okay, so this next part is really affirming that fear is my friend. We're going to do this together. And no matter how messy it gets, we're going to do it, right? One step at a time. So this time we're going to start at the top of the head. Today, I choose to welcome fear as my friend. Top of the brow. Today, I choose to be more brave once again. Side of the eye. Today I choose to walk with fear one step at a time. Under the eye. Today I choose to trust and know I will survive. Under the nose. Today I welcome fear as my friend. The collarbone. To guide, protect me to the next. Under the arms, to help walk me towards my very best. Middle of the chest. Today, fear is my friend. Wrist bone, here to walk beside me. Top of the head, here to be with me. Top of the brow, let's do this together. Side of the eye, one step at a time. under the eyes. I'm ready to lean in. Under the nose, with you by my side. Under the lips, I'm ready to be brave. Collarbone, I'm ready to do this right now. Under the arms, I'm ready to take the next step. Middle of the chest, and I don't need to know the how. The wrist bones, I know I can trust all is within me. Top of the head, and I'm ready to do this now for me. Top of the brow, and all that I can be. Side of the eye is all within me. Okay, so have an amazing, beautiful day, walking with your new friend, fear, and being more brave and more bold and taking one step at a time. That feels good, right? That feels good for you. And if you want to explore going deeper into one-to-one tapping and seeing how to uncover things that may be a little bit more deeper, a little bit more to the core, then you can contact me or book a call on a Let's Connect call, and I'll put the link down below. And let's connect 20 minutes. There's no obligation. There's no hard sell, right? We'll just see whether or not this is a fit for you and I to do more work. Okay, have a beautiful, magical day. Bye for now.